Hey everybody, in this video I want to talk about a piece of equipment that is really essential for almost any type of production what is overlooked very easily, and that's an intercom. What that does and especially what the Godox Skytalk can do, you're gonna find out in this video. Coming up. Hey guys, my name is Paul. I'm a German-based cinematographer, and on this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe. Thank you. So as I've already said in this video, I want to talk about an intercom system. So before I used the Synco X-Talk, I think, and now I'm using the Godox Skytalk. And the specific set that I had is an 8 headphone set. So on set, 8 people can use them. So there's just a normal configuration. You have one master and 7 slaved. From the build quality, they feel really premium. So you have like these little comfort things for your ear. So they're fitting really comfortably on your ear, just like the connection in between is instantly. What I also noticed is in between of these Syncos, when you were using or when you folding down your microphone, that felt a little bit flimsy on the Synco. On the Godox you have a little bit more resistance and you feel like that there's just a little bit more premium to the build quality of the product itself. Also from the microphone quality, it was really nice, also loudness and everything. I haven't noticed any drawbacks in that scenario. One thing that is really important is not only transmission, but also like the latency is also kind of important. On the Syncos I had a little bit, I don't know the exact numbers, but on the Syncos I had a little bit more latency than what I would have loved to. On the Godox it's almost instant, so I didn't notice any kind of delay, so that is really good. Also the transmission, I don't have the exact numbers how far you can go, but for example, when I was outside the house and the rest of the crew was inside, even between walls, it was working perfectly. Even if I was down at ground level and somebody was up in the 3rd story or something like that, so that worked pretty fine. So I haven't noticed any issues there. What I found out was that the battery, so the battery draw was a little bit higher than on the Syncos. But what I really liked is that there's like a little charging case, and there's also in the case like a little pouch where you can put in your fully charged batteries, and it's very easy. You just put them into the charger, plug it in via USB-C, and you're ready to go. So the Syncos, they were lasting a little bit longer, but that's just a minor complaint, and overall it was the right decision to go that way. Now let's talk about the use cases and why you personally also would use them, even if you're working on a smaller crew or something like that. So communication is the number one set, the most important thing on set. So you have to communicate across your second shooter, your assistants, everything like that. And especially if you're shooting like in a wide area, something like this in a park, and for logistical reasons somebody has to stay at the car where the equipment is, or video village is somewhere else and something like that. So you don't want to scream all over the place and running back and forth to exchange some information. So with an intercom, that's just like a no-brainer. And you can also use them for different applications. For example, if you're doing an event or something like that, instead we're using like a walkie-talkie or something like that. So even in smaller crews, that totally makes sense. Even for just normal corporate work, it makes sense. So sometimes you cannot be always as close. Sometimes it's just not possible. So having like a set of these makes it very easy to communicate across. And even if you're in an area where it is very loud, so you can clearly communicate between each other with using something like the intercom. So even, as I've said, if you're just a smaller crew, it totally makes sense for any kind of production that you can think of. And even if you say like, okay, maybe I don't want to buy the Godox Skytalk, there are 2 things or maybe 3 things that I would consider when I would buy these things. First off is the latency. Second is the transmission. So how good is the transmission, the connection between them, even if you're like in a concert hall or something like that. And third, how is the comfort? Because let's be honest, you are spending a lot of time on set, and a normal shooting day can last from 6 to 12 hours, and sometimes you're wearing those things constantly, so they have to fit comfortably on your head, otherwise it's just a pain. So, and the Godox Skytalk, they do check all these boxes for me. So therefore, they even come in this nice little carrying case. You don't have to use all the 8. You can buy a smaller set with fewer of them. But for the jobs that I do, and also for short films and something like that, the set with 8 headphones just make the most sense. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any further questions, then just drop them down in the comments below, and I'm gonna see you in my next one. Cheers!